Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. This video will be part 2 of the Velo Solex 5000 revival, and most likely also the last episode on this, at least on getting it back on the road part, because maybe I will make some more videos in the future. But today I'm gonna fit the rest of the stuff to the engine and then hopefully just fire it up and it will be working fine. I am expecting that. What I do think is maybe I will have to change the membrane. Maybe there is something that is clogged in the fuel system or something like that. Could be the ignition. I don't know. I know nothing about this engine, but visually and feeling wise, it seems to be a healthy engine. So let's start by fitting the fuel tank. I cleaned the fuel tank in the previous video. I don't actually think I filmed any of it, but it is now pretty clean inside. So it should be good to go. And then next up, it's this one that needs to go on. And you do need to be careful when fitting these because they are very easy to cross thread and to destroy. They are also very easy to over tighten because they don't seal, and then you just tighten them some more and then wreck the threads. There's a big chance that I need to take the fuel pump off to change the membrane, but I don't know, so I'm actually just gonna assume that it works to begin with. Or else we're just gonna have to take it off. Then it's actually time to fill in some fuel. There we go. And then we need to check if the pump is pumping. And the way I'm going to do this, I wouldn't do if I didn't film it, because I'm going to use a drill bit to turn the engine. That is a very easy way to damage the crankshaft and the nut and all that. So what I would do if I wasn't filming is I would just ride it down the hill and then check if fuel was pumped out of the overflow. But for the purpose of the video, I'm gonna do it with the drill bit really carefully. Firstly, I'm gonna take this one off. I just loosened it beforehand. This is just a cover plate. You should under no circumstance try to turn this one with a drill bit. But underneath this cover plate that protects the ignition from being moist. This is the first look at the ignition system. It looks very nice. There's a bigger one, number 14 here, and I can turn that. I actually have a designated drill for that because it's quite hard, especially on bigger engines, for the transmission on these, and this one is worn and clicks over from time to time, so it's perfect for this job. I'm going to lift up the engine and then I'm going to turn the engine in the right direction, and to find out what that is I can just turn the wheel and see before lifting the engine. It is it's clockwise, of course, and it's very fun because it's the opposite direction than the arrow on the engine, which is a bit confusing, but that is just the way it is. So this is the way it turns clockwise. I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to turn the engine, and then we should see fuel drizzle out from this. There should of course be a rubber line from here to here, but for testing purposes I'm just going to let it drizzle out that one. And if that happens and in a steady stream, then the fuel pump is working. I'm actually going to remove the spark plugs because we don't want it to start right now. I think it's safe to say that the fuel pump is not doing its job or something is clogged. But I'm pretty sure from my experience that the fuel pump itself is the issue. Either the membrane or the glass balls. So I'm gonna take the entire fuel pump off. And then the 4 bolts right there, they are number 7. Needs to come out. Once again, these are very easy to cross thread and to over tighten, and it's not a very good thing to do. You can go a bit oversized if it happens by making a new thread and then tapping it. But you would also try to be careful to begin with, at least. I have destroyed many of them, so don't be too sad if it happens, because yeah, you're on the same boat as I am, at least. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like this, and now we can take off the fuel pump. And then let's go to my new workbench that I got in my garage. AKA the trunk of the Lada Niva. And then really carefully, I'm gonna lay Justin Bieber on the Lada Niva. And then put the fuel pump on that. And then slowly I'm gonna take it apart. This is the back plate. This is a plate that is very commonly fit the wrong way on a Velo. That makes it very difficult to start, almost impossible. This has a concave. Yes, it's the case on this one as well. It is actually put on the wrong way. It was lying like this. That's the wrong way, because if you look, it's hard to show on a video, but it's concave that way in on this side and completely flat on the other side. And the concave bit needs to face the pump membrane, so the membrane can vibrate between the pump and the crank house. It is very commonly fitted the wrong way, I think, because of this locating thing that seems to fit into the crankcase, but it's wrong. So yeah, that will have to be flipped. And another thing is that it's really gummed up with some kind of liquefied or dried out fuel maybe. But it's I'm sure that it's fitted the wrong way. That's amazing. That happens so often. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. And I'd say it's almost silly not to change this on an old one. I'm not sure that I have any more left, so I might have to reuse this for now. And then I'm gonna have to order some for the next trip, because this is when this fails, then it's very difficult to ride your moped. In the summertime, I actually rode my Velo for, I think, 10 kilometers without the pump working, by pumping on the fuel tank itself to pump fuel into the car. That was very hard. I'm really sorry, Justin Bieber. I just have to. It's really some. Oh, it's completely hard. This is not gonna work. I think you can hear it. I'm gonna hopefully find another one and be back in a second. I actually found one. It's not new, but it's usable. I'm embarrassed that I don't have any more of them, but I think it's time to order some new ones. I'm just gonna clean the inside of the pump. I'm not going to take it apart further. You know, there is glass balls in here, but I can hear them. So I think they work fine. I'm not gonna do anything about that. So now it's just a matter of fitting it back to the bike and fitting this one the right way. Then it should work. Before doing so, I'm just gonna clean out that crap in the pump. And also it's a good idea to check if the pump is actually delivering crankcase vacuum and pressure as it is supposed to. There should come air out of this hole, in and out, of course. Let's check that. You can see it because it's still spewing out some crap from the crankcase. There is a lot of old two-stroke oil down there. I think that is going to burn away just fine. But this will work. So now we're going to fit the pump. And yeah, this one is going to be fitted the right way this time. which is this way. And I can understand that you would want to fit it the wrong way because there's an indentation there that actually fits that hole. And I cannot really explain why that is, because it's not supposed to be that way around. I'm gonna fit it the right way. Oh yeah, and by the way, I am a complete amateur, so there is a slight possibility that I'm not doing this right. But I have done it this way for many years, and it always works. So let's try again and see if it works. It's your job to tell me if fuel comes out of this. Woohoo! It is now working fine, but we will need to fit a fuel line. That's way too thick. It is by far best to find some kind of piping that fits, that is that you can look through, because that way you can see easily if the pump is working while riding. Okay, so this one will fit for now. I'm not sure that this is fuel grade hose, but it's the only one I have, so it will be fine for now, but I need to change it before we go riding on a Velo Solex. Like that. Next up, let's check for spark. We can do that by fitting the spark plug like this and putting it like this, so it got ground from the cylinder head. And then we should be able to see the spark right there when turning the engine, if it works. Yes, I don't know if you can see it, but the spark is strong and constant. That's good. So that will work. So what do you think? Is it gonna fire up now? I forgot to fit the exhaust, but that doesn't really matter much. We can start it anyway. It will just be a little bit noisy. Let's try to see if we can make it fire. It sounds really healthy, actually. I'm gonna do the rest of this and then take you back. And so everything is back together on this wonderful Velo Solex 5000. Now it got an exhaust system and everything is fitted. It seems to be so easy to start, so I think I can start it on the bench right here. It is very firmly attached to the table, by the way. There's no chance of it falling down. Let's see if I can start it. That way I don't have to try to pedal start it outside in the rain. So let's try. I hope it works. Really impressive. Don't mind the smoke. That's pretty normal on an engine that hasn't run for a long time because of all the greasy fingers and stuff. Seriously, it's running really nice. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait until summer so I can go and ride it together with all my friends. I think this is going to be a little gem. I just need to remember to take a fuel membrane when I go on a long trip on this, because the one I put in was used and it was a bit brittle. But it works. That's it for this Velo. This Velo is now ready to be used again, reborn, so to speak. Haven't done anything to the cosmetic of it, but it's assembled, it's working, it's fine by me. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.